Yes, I was muted. Anyway, that animation is great, yes. The horse has got poo brain, is the quote from Adventure Time. Okay. Am I good to go? I think everything's running properly. All systems are a-go. And we are going to a-go make some nuclear power. We have to do some quick math. What's up, Go Bambi? You're struggling to get anywhere after unlocking oil. Yeah, it can feel pretty overwhelming once you get oil. Also, Steve Toth, hello to you as well. The thing that I feel like gets overwhelming about the oil stuff is just how many new items there are on top of like how big refineries are, and needing to get fluids everywhere, and yeah, it really throws things for a loop. Okay. Thank you for the follow. I might have to duck out at some point to call, get a call about car stuff, so that's kind of a pain in the butt that I'm dealing with right now. But I'm gonna open up the fuel rod. Let's see, uranium fuel rod, 12 items a minute. We're gonna get this calculated here. So, one overclocked manufacturer supplies the power needed for one overclocked nuclear reactor, I believe. Right? Am I doing that right? If we have an overclocked nuclear reactor, it's 6250 times 60 seconds. So it uses that much per minute. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. So we need 6 manufacturers running, because we only use half of a fuel cell per minute on a fully overclocked nuclear plant. So that means I need 5 manufacturers fully overclocked. So that means I need 250 encased uranium cells, I need 15 encased industrial beams, and 25 electromagnetic control rods. I think, right? Am I doing that right? No, because I'm doing 12. I don't know why I didn't multiply by 6. 300, 18, and 30. Okay, so that's good, I think. Ugh. What is the, I wonder if we have the other recipe. Is it easier or is it harder? How much do I have to do to get nuclear set up? All of it. Pretty much all of it. Let's just look via the pictures because the search doesn't work right. Doesn't seem like I have the alternate unlocked. Let's try it out. Hey, we got it. Oh god, that's worse, right? I mean, we... Freaking high-speed connectors, man. It's so much faster, though. It's so much faster because we get 8 a minute. We could overclock that to 20 a minute. Almost feels like something we could sloop to get a free 20 per minute for just 2 sloops. I don't know if that's worth the sloops though. And I think I'm using the silicon high-speed connector which is actually really good because now we're getting free silicon from our aluminum processing, which means that silicon's even cheaper than it normally would be. So it's mostly just quick wire, and I think I'm doing a cheaper circuit board recipe too, but surely two AI limiters is easier than one high-speed connector. Whatever. I'm just gonna leave those there for now. And get another hard drive researching, I guess. Okay, well this is fine. So encased cells, we're gonna need then... 5. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to do 25 per minute. Okay, so let's change that to 30. And we need 10 of this. So that's 600 uranium. Uranium, 180 concrete, and 480 sulfuric acid minus 120. Because we recycle it. And that's going to be... I should also put like 6 manus there. This is all made in blenders, and we need 1200% worth of blenders, so that can be done in 5 blenders. And then, okay, that's all. We'll do concrete in a minute because we're gonna need that for the encased beams. Which version of this do I want to use? The encased pipes are cheaper all around, I think. We determined. And do I have iron pipes yet? I don't. I think iron pipe is actually one that I would like to use for this. It'll be so much simpler. And yeah, it'll just be simpler. But I don't know if I have it unlocked. I do. Yay. Okay. So I'll use iron pipe. And we need 18 encased beams. So that's gonna be this guy. So my overclocking rate... Can you double that? I'll just do 1.8 and we'll do the 10. Okay, so I need 108 steel pipes. 108 pipe. And we need another 90 concrete. And that's 2 assemblers, because we need 450% worth. 2 assemblers. And then that gets me the beams we need. Yep. So that's a total of 270 concrete. So I may or may not use wet concrete, I'm not sure yet. Because if I was doing that from just regular, what is that? That's 810 limestone? Question mark? Which is just slightly more than a Mark V belt. So depending on how far limestone is away, I may or may not. I might just use some wet concrete. And then we only need half as much. So that's that. And then finally, I need to deal with the pipe. 108 pipe from iron pipe. So that would be 10.8. I need 432 iron. Iron ingot, and that is going to be 432% of constructors. So that's 2 constructors only. I'm just overclocking everything in this example. Yeah, wet concrete is amazing. Currently, I'm using wet concrete to do a full Mark IV belt to my base. Rather than bringing limestone to the base, I just figure I'll bring concrete to the base. Because limestone's barely used apart from concrete. Okay, so that's that. That deals with the pipes. And then we've dealt with the concrete. So the only thing left is to deal with the sulfuric acid, I think. So sulfuric acid. Okay, there is only one way to get sulfuric acid. Only the one way, and I need 360 sulfuric, so that's 360 sulfur and 360 water. And refinery-wise, if we change that to 36, we need 720%, which is less than 750, so 3 refineries. Okay. And let's say I did want to do just 810 limestone for 270 concrete. How bad is that going to be for number of constructors? Gosh. I almost should do wet concrete just based on rate alone. 1 refinery replaces 5 constructors. That's absurd. Holy crap. So if I wanted to do 270... we'd have to do 27 and times 10 that. So that's 1,800%. What even is that? 1,800% divided by 250. 246. Wait, that doesn't sound right. How is that only 6 constructors? Just doesn't sound right to me. I guess each constructor does 37.5. So 2 of them does 75. So 6 of them does 225. So it's like 7 constructors. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So just a set of 8 constructors will be okay, as long as I have enough power shards. How many power shards do I have, anyway? I haven't checked in a while, and I'm not making them yet. I'm close to being able to make them, but I'm not producing them myself quite yet. So let me double check and see. I don't think I have any more in here. Oh, by the way, I finally bought all the things that you can buy in the shop, other than the statues. So now I'm beginning to buy the statues. We have our adequate pioneering reward here. Alright, slug. What am I doing? I want to search here. Slug. So I'll take all the slugs. Make a few more shards. I think this is all the shards we... Oh, there are a few in there. Okay, good. We should have enough. It's going to be close, to be honest. Because if I'm overclocking all the nuclear plants, that's already 36 shards right there. I might need to go find a couple purple slugs before we do this. I guess we'll see. The other semi-nice part about this whole process is we could... If I really need more power at some point, I can just slam 4 summer sloops into a manufacturer, and that'll get me 2 more nuclear plants worth of fuel cells. Obviously, I'll need the water as well, but that is an option to get another 12 gigawatts. It's basically spin 4 summer sloops. So I'm not planning to use any sloops for power, but... Oh, speaking of Speaking of power, I could use 10 summer sloops to use one of those power booster things, but that's a lot of sloops. That's a lot of sloops. Okay, now we have to figure out where we're doing this. Let me make a radar over here. So I'm gonna need sulfur, limestone, iron, water, and uranium. Those are the resources that we shall need. So let's head to the east. Yeah, by waste processing, you mean the giant pile of industrial crates that we're gonna have? We'll make sure to have plenty of space. Yes, that is the plan. It's a great plan. And I won't hear any suggestions otherwise. I wonder, we got what was in those rocks. Alright. Let's head to maybe this. Maybe up there. For a radar tower? No, we need to go a little further east, maybe over here. Oh look, I see a SAM node. Worth mentioning that with SAM being right here, we could just convert some resources. So that's a thing. Can you recycle uranium waste and sink the result? I don't know. So you mean sink the plutonium pellets? I think you can. I don't know if you can sink non-fissile uranium, though. I'm not actually sure. You can sink after plutonium now? So can you sink the non-fissile uranium? I know you can process plutonium waste. That's a different thing, though. We're talking about sinking it before you burn the plutonium with plutonium fuel cells, fuel rods. Now, here would be an argument to actually make steel beams, because I already have control rods and beams needed. And that's using 18 beams instead of basically 9 beams. And we actually use less concrete. So that's kind of a weird concept there, but it could work. Yeah, Steve, sorry, I do know that we can burn the plutonium fuel rods and then process that waste into the new thing in Tier 9. I'm talking about, can you sink the plutonium pellets, or, like, can I sink these plutonium pellets, or can I sink the encased plutonium cells, or can I sink the non-fissile? I'm just not sure what can and can't be sunk. Not that it really matters, because I'm just going to put stuff in chests for now, but it's an option. Anyway, we have an impure SAM node here, which means I can get SAM, and we could convert, you know, something, and if we need the sulfur, or if I need limestone, I could get that from the sulfur. Oh, there's an interesting thought. So I needed how much limestone? 810? So I would need 67 reanimated SAM a minute. That's quite a lot of reanimated SAM, because you have to multiply that by 4 for the SAM ore, so that's like almost 300 SAM ore a minute to do this conversion. I don't know if I want to do that. Anyway, I'm here to put a radar tower. Let's actually do that. Alright, where's the nearest power? Down here? Do I actually need this much power? I definitely need more. I'm not sure how much more. Question of how much more is not one that I know the answer to. Alright, so there's no uranium within reach. We found a surprisingly small amount of uranium. Given I have a decent coverage of the map. We've only found that one node. That's the one we already know about. Aha, there is another one over there. It's impure though. Damn it. Impure isn't enough. Because impure gets you... what? 300 when you overclock a Mark III miner, I think? And I need 600. So I need a normal node. Maybe I should use this one? Problem is the water. I could bring it west and we could use all the water out here. There is sulfur. There's no iron, though. I guess there's iron down there. Alright, maybe that's what we do. And then we just do our big nuclear plant over here. And there's also limestone, normal, and normal, which is enough limestone to do all the concrete we need. So let's do that. So we need to fly out west now. Also, you think you can sink plutonium pellets. It's also possible, like, I would need someone to confirm that it works that way in 1.0. It's very possible they changed what you can and can't sink because they've changed the whole nuclear reprocessing process. So I wouldn't be surprised if they changed what you can and can't sink. I love ionized fuel, let me tell you. Grab a Mercer sphere real quick. Nice. And then climb up here. I think there's a SAM deposit on top of this little mountain too. Here's a bunch of uranium, but not the actual deposit. Alright, 600 meters that way. I need power. Tower. That set up here. And then we can bring this over to the uranium. Ah! Get out of here. Clear the way. No connection. Well, crap. Oh, you know, that one might not have a connection. I think this one does, though. Nope, still no. This one, then. There we go. There we go. Now we're all connected up. Okay. So then... work our way west. To our uranium node. Also a good time to check the scanner for anything super useful. No sloops, no drives? Okay. Oh, come on. Give it to me. Power line. There we go. We're gonna have to kill some spiders, almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. Alright, it's like right down there. So that's great. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a hard drive over here that I had to kill all the spiders for. Oh yeah, there's a lot. A lot of little ones too, so it's worth carpet bombing. Hey, get out of here. Going too slow. Gotta get that. Gotta get that sideways speed going. Ah! He almost got me anyway. The homing ammo really makes this easy. Have you done a comparison between the rocket and ionized fuel? The rocket, or the ionized fuel, is just amazing. That's the short answer. There is a slight benefit to rocket fuel if your only goal was vertical speed, but the ionized fuel has so much more fly time that it more than makes up for that. Like, it's not even close. Oh, you know what I didn't do was make more iodine filters. I might need to do that. Alright, so miner Mark III with shards gets me that 600 a minute. And we'll go ahead and bring that up. Oh, I hear a doodad, but I can't see it. Where are you? Oh, is this the one that's inside the uranium? I can do this now that I have iodine filters. There it is. Alright, get rid of that radioactive crap. Yeah, rocket fuel is great, but iodized fuel is even better. It's cool. Alright, where am I going? West? Yes. Now, here's a crazy thought. Never mind. Well, maybe not, never mind. So I need 600 uranium, 810 limestone, and 360 sulfur, and then 432 iron. So the problem with the limestone is I can't fit it on one belt, right? Because I've got an extra 30. Is it really just 30 limestone more that I need? What am I looking for? Yeah, what's the belt speed again? It is 780. Ah, we're so close. So I could do a tiny bit of wet concrete if I really wanted to. Or what I'm thinking is I'll put that 30 concrete on the uranium belt. I know. It's crazy. But once things are running, they're never gonna change because the fuel is going to be used at full speed. Nuclear power plants don't throttle themselves unless... I assume they don't throttle themselves. None of the fuel options have throttled themselves other than the biomass. So my thought is I can actually just throw 30 limestone on the uranium belt and then we can filter it off later. Because we have the exact amount of uranium that we need. Oh, that's just barely gonna make it. Yeah, so that's my plan. So then I'll grab 30 limestone from this node. Which... I guess grabbing 30 is kind of a pain in the butt. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just do 2 belts of limestone from those. Also 2 more geysers I can grab over there for free. And my iron's down, and sulfur are down south. Okay. And then later, I've got some copper there too if I need to make circuit boards? I don't know. Or something. Pretty much got everything we need. There's even nitrogen right there. This is a good general... It's not good for building, but it's a good general spot for having sort of everything. Okay, so I'm taking this basically straight west, and then we'll go south along the beach. And we'll pick up the limestone a little further. Okay, that works. So then, take this straight west. And we will just build the classic conveyor poles. Using jumps as measuring sticks. You know, maybe I'll just build the belt as I go rather than this go 2-step process. I don't want to have to come back. And I didn't actually plug it in, did I? So let's get that done. Should do it. And we're gonna need to make more filters. This is probably clipping. Yeah, that's clipping. Oh lord, it's clipping. Alright. Too steep. Garbage. Garbage, I tell thee. Deep-a-deep-a-deep-a-deep. Oh, we already have one more. Okay, we're still going for a ways. Could I pick up the sulfur? No, that would be 960. It would be too much, unfortunately. Let's go over... We're gonna have to go downhill. I keep clicking the wrong button. Also, can we talk about how annoying it is that sometimes right-click closes menus and sometimes it goes to the build menu and other... Sometimes escape works and sometimes escape doesn't work and it's all just inconsistent. And that feels really bad. And sometimes escape saves settings and sometimes it doesn't. It's just a hot mess. Oh god. Let's... Ugh. Go over here. I'm guessing that's actually too far. Alright, you, and then we're going... Yeah, I figured need some foundation support here. Does the radio tower cover the whole map? No, it only covers an area about this big. It also covers more area if you put it up higher, so that's important. Also, it shows 7 hard drives, which is bugged. Unfortunately, when they fixed the bug that the hard drive scanner wasn't working, they then introduced a bug where now radar towers incorrectly show all the hard drives that were in their space, like originally, but not counting the ones you've already grabbed. They're not like subtracting those properly, so that's actually quite annoying because now I can't really use them unless you have to walk past the whole map basically to undo that. So it's a process. No. Now, I could have used drones, but that's no fun. This is way cooler. Though I could have used drones. Oh, there's coal down there. Is that hard drive one that I actually can grab? No. Must have already gotten it. It does look somewhat familiar. Alright, we're almost there. Over to here. Is that clipping? Nope, no clip. No clip mode. This is going to be too far, almost assuredly. Yeah. So, foundation. When will we go downhill? Maybe over here? Follow that little route with the water. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it's so hard to build on those. I don't know what's up with that. Alright. Now we'll get that to the edge there. We can come down. Blow up some foliage. Alright. 2 jumps. Plus a smidge. And yeah, we can work our way west from here and then south. Hey, Luna, you're welcome. I'm glad you've enjoyed the builds. Bring the concrete through here as well, or the limestone. Oh, I didn't realize we were still this high up above the beach. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Oh, that's funny, Wesley. It should be there in the normal place. In the normal things. I can make a sign saying Wascally disapproves of this transport method. It kind of is farther than I thought it was, I'm not gonna lie. I felt that we were closer. This has been a bit more involved than I planned. But at this point, we're almost there, so I can't really stop now. You know, the sunk cost fallacy and all. It's an important fallacy to subscribe to. Very important fallacy. Whee! Oh my. Gotta double down on the lifts. Alright, we made it. Alright. Let's get this to here. Speaking of disapproval, I think those little hatchers disapprove of me being in their space. Hey, Simeon. We did a little bit of pasta, but it's not that bad. I haven't gotten a ton set up though. All that I've set up of the new stuff. Oh my. The only new stuff I've set up is the diamonds, I think. And we got SAM fluctuators automated. And now we're just working on a big nuclear power plant, so I don't have to worry about power. So I'm off doing nuclear things for now. Almost out of ammo here. Wow, why were there so many in this spot? Goodness. 4 hatchers. And the homing rifle ammo is not particularly good at killing hatchers. I think the other one only takes like 4 shots of the regular ammo. I've thought about making the explosive ammo, but I keep, you know, just doing other things instead. So here we are. This is considered a barrier to another biome. That makes sense. All right, Wascally, we'll put your disapproval right here where it kind of meets the water. I'm Commander Shepard, and I disapprove of this message. Alright, large billboard. Here we go. Perfect. Can we put it on a beam? I think I can, but it's gonna require me to stand on top of something. Actually you can't, weirdly. It like side attaches to it, not... Huh. Okay, well, in that case, we need a taller beam. There we go. Alright, let's see. Select icon. Here we go. Perfect. Lascally disapproves of this uranium belt. Perfect. All right. Glad that that's there. All right, and if you guys can remind me, I'm gonna start recording the YouTube episode once we get the all the resources to the spot. So I need iron and sulfur, and I need the limestone and the concrete. So let me go get the limestone. I don't actually know where those nodes are exactly. Are they up? Are they flat? Not sure. Probably up? I do wish it would give you some indication of Z level when things are found with the radar tower. Maybe if you had overlapping radar towers, they could triangulate it, give you Z level. Okay, I'm guessing they're up. I also need power over here, but I also just have my fuel stuff right over there, so I could use that power. Okay, yeah, they're getting closer as I go up, so that's a good sign that they're up here somewhere. Aha! Alright. Miner Mark III. And the other one's over here. There. And we'll go full overclock. I'm okay with the limestone backing up because I'm not going to mix it with anything, so that is quite all right. And I think this is actual power right there. That is not the case. Never mind. Is this one actual power? No, it's not. All right. Well, there's power towers like way over there. Do I have actual power nearby? Also, is that hard drive fetchable? What am I doing? Ooh, there's a sloop. Hold on. Sloops are important these days. Underneath me, though. Okay, well, we'll grab that later. For now, we are gonna have to go really far down. Really far down. All right. Limestone. Okay, so then we just need the power to be connected to stuff. I'll try to get that connected to something. What's up, B. Jonas? How goes it? Whee! I wish you could do some sort of Renai transportation thing where items get dropped into like a chute from really high up. That would be cool. That would be pretty cool. Alright, so this one actually needs to be like a little bit further, I think. Otherwise it'll look kind of weird. It'll clip into the walls there. Don't like using infinity height lifts. Not particularly. These are basically space elevators. At this point. Alright. Funny part is we still have more lifting to go. Alright. I do need power, so get that figured out eventually. Oh, goodness. What is life? How do we find ourselves in these circumstances? I'm gonna need to spread these out more so they don't flip into each other. Too steep, though. Interesting. Still too steep. Okay. Floor hole to floor hole is not limited to 48 segments. Oh, that's a good knowledge. I appreciate that knowledge. Thank you. Come on now. We have done it. Yay! And then the power. Yeah, and we could have brought it over to like directly above here and then bring it all the way down through a floor hole. I assume you align things to global grid when you're doing that, or just you're inside of a very tall building. Alright. Well, we gotta not follow that suggestion because otherwise this billboard won't be accurate anymore. So gotta make sure this billboard stays proper. Power line. Alright. So now I'll probably work my way across. Where do I actually want to build the plant? Not entirely certain yet. I mean, I could just build foundations and just do this general area. We are gonna need a lot of water pumps. Like a lot. So, but there's a lot of space for water extraction right here. So yeah, maybe I go kind of above this general area. Probably not anymore. Wait, what? Not anymore? I need to put, like, concrete foundations on this list. 6. There we go. I think I want these to be 4-meter foundations. All right, now. Oh, the Factorial Friday facts. Yeah, pumps aren't as strong anymore. So the problem is every verticality is a problem because then I need to use pumps. I should say pipeline pumps rather than water pumps. I guess they're called water extractors, not water pumps. So the benefit to not building up means I don't have to deal with pumps on every single pipeline. So I could build out there. What's the kill zone? Let me see how far out the kill zone goes here. Like, do we have plenty of space to build over here? Or does it turn into you can't build pretty fast? Okay, this is a decent amount of space to build. Oh yeah, we can certainly fit our power plant in this area. Alright, we'll build it out here, kind of on the water. We'll build it, actually. Are these global? I don't think these are global grid is the problem. But we can basically build it at the same height as these. It looks like we are global grid, actually. Perfect. Okay. So, zoop. Keep hitting the button too many times. And yeah, this is low enough that the water pumps should have no problem coming up here. So, I can blueprint my 5x5 just to make life easier. And to start spinning the concrete so it has time to build back up in the dimensional depot. Alright, but now we're gonna have to bring the ore over here, and then I have to go get sulfur and iron and bring those over. Okay. So we're gonna end up with 5 belts. 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I don't want the bottom one to have. If you go to the edge of the westmost island and look east, so you're talking about this island over here, I have as much, the same distance to damage border out in the ocean as I do the cliffside. So you're saying this distance right here is like, I can go all the way out to, oh, you know what? There's a line on the map here. Is that the damage line? I don't really even, it looks more glitchy than anything else, but I'm guessing that's probably the damage border. Or you're saying it's even further. Okay, well, we have plenty of space then. That's the short version of that. About the distance here. Ugh. So slow. Missed one. Goodness. Alright, so this is gonna be crossing over. Almost there. That's probably too far. Alright, we're doing it. Here we go. Uranium. Limestone. Power. This is where blueprinting just doesn't cut it. We really need the ability to build multi-belt towers without as much tedium. Come on, there we go. And the other sad part, you need to spend all your points on signs for every belt. You know, it is a bus. We are doing a bus build this run, so this fits. This fits. Where's our power line? Alright, there's power. That should be hooked up. So we should see limestone show up. But what was I saying about belts? I don't know. Oh, yeah, the other problem is even if I made a belt stack, it won't look any good on terrain because it won't conform, you know, these poles like it does when you're building them. It'll build it at a perfectly flat height. And there's no way to vertically nudge it down into the ground. If we could vertically nudge, then you could make a version that's a couple extra stackable poles tall, or maybe just one extra pole tall, and then you can kind of hover it and then nudge it down so that both poles are actually sunk into the terrain. But even then, you'd have to... They wouldn't line up. I don't know. It would be rough. They wouldn't line up still. Oh, that is just barely making it. You know when it goes to one of them, but not the one above it? Oh, wait, it does. Never mind. It just doesn't go around the back. And is that clipping? You know what? That's not clipping. Perfect. The problem is the pipes. We gotta go up a little bit here. It would be pretty hard to accomplish this now. It would be extremely tedious. And it still wouldn't even save you that much time because you still have to build belts between every single one of the belts that you build with the blueprint. So, and that's kind of the core of the issue right now is like the blueprinting of belts at most can build half of your belts. And you still have to build at least the other half manually, even if everything else works perfectly. So like for my big bus, I'm doing it that way because I'm also attaching splitters to that, and that definitely saves me time compared to if I did it all by hand, but it still isn't anything like Factorio where you can just like build a bunch of belts with the blueprint and be done. So I mean, even this, okay, so like even if it's a little crazy maybe for me to go all the way from the west with belts, I don't think it's crazy to be like, okay, I want to take some stuff from this beach to over there with a stack of belts. Like, that's not crazy at all. But even this is like, just doing 5 belts of this is painful. It's not quick and easy. And again, I'm talking from like a Factorio perspective here, not like a Minecrafter perspective. I feel like people who play Minecraft are like, what are you talking about? This is so easy. Oh, I really need the hover pack. So we're talking like relative tedium here. You know, the actual amount of tedium is still not insane compared to a lot of building games. But for a factory game, I would say the tedium is pretty high. Like when you're comparing to Dyson Sphere Program or Factorio, the tedium here is much, much higher. They should have put the game into early access and wait for players to find all that stuff. You know, I gotta say, they have made an insane amount of improvements since early access started. So, like, I think they've done a really good job. I do think they needed another month or two to do some bug fixing and maybe some minor QOL. But as far as a 1.0 release, I think features-wise, they've got pretty much everything that needs to be here. There's a few little things like vertical nudging that I do think really complete the functionality that they haven't done yet, but it sounds like they're interested in making that work at some point, and given how many people are requesting it, I do think it'll be a thing. Alright, so then all we're gonna need is the iron and the sulfur. I probably should be connecting all 5. I don't know why I'm only doing 3 right now. Because we're gonna have the iron and sulfur here in a minute. Oh, and I ran out of power. Let us bring new power to float on. I do like, they increased the range of this, like how far away you can be from a power pole. It used to not be that much, and it was actually kind of prohibitive. So I do really like the extended hover pack range that we get. The only thing I don't like about the hover pack is how long it takes to come to a stop. I really wish it had more friction, because it makes building onto things like this really difficult. Because it's like, you can't, because it's such a fine thing that you have to aim at in the first place. If you're moving sideways, it really, really makes things rough. So like, I would definitely download a mod that increases hover pack friction so that when you stop moving, you stop moving. You know, like when you're walking, you let go of the movement key, you're done. But this is so slidey, it's like you're on ice. And I had the exact same problem with the Factorio jetpack, the one that kind of comes with space exploration. I really didn't like that about the space exploration jetpack either, because it would cause the same problems. And I don't know what it is with these game designers and floaty jetpacks. They're like, oh, we gotta be realistic. It takes time for a player to come to a stop in midair. Like, if you're gonna do it, make it happen quickly. I mean, this is taking like a full second to come to a complete stop. Make it like 0.2 seconds or 0.3 seconds. You know, a tiny bit of inertia to give the player that realistic feeling. But then have them come to a nice and complete stop pretty quick after that. Anyway, there's my rant about jetpack inertia. Or hover pack inertia in this case. Okay, and then we need the iron and sulfur. Probably bring them from this direction. Yeah, we're gonna have to come pretty far for this, unfortunately. 1, 2, up 3, 1, 2. Go over the crash site there. Alright, how we doing? Still further. Wascally, do we need another billboard for this set of belts, or do you approve of this one? Is this close enough to approve of belt usage? We are gonna run into power pole issues here, though. I guess I can do it that way. Oh no, because then I have to make this one. Do it. I guess there's not an easy way to replace a power pole with the building in the middle tactic. They're far enough away for a train. Yeah! Maybe. Maybe. Train is that far right now. It's actually pretty similar, you're not wrong. It would just have been a lot more work to set up a train track, I think. Though, would it have been? At this point, it's possible that setting up a train would have been easier. I think we're getting close to that point in the process where that might have actually been better. But at this point, it's definitely easier to keep going with what we're doing. I will say that. At this point, I'm quite confident in belts being the way to go, but it might have been easier to set up another train for this. Alright, trees be gone. Beautiful. And then come over here. That's probably too steep, yeah. So then I need foundation to build out. Little overhang here. Then we can come down. And there's the iron. Yeah, the 5x5 helps with train stop blueprints too. I haven't even looked into train blueprints other than that little, what do you call it? The little platform holder. Which helped for the train that I made. How much iron? 432. This is 480. I guess I'll save some power if I just leave that the way it is. There's this part of me that feels like intrinsically wrong for not overclocking every single miner, but I can always overclock it later if I really need to. Alright, there is our sulfur node. Oh, I don't have enough. I don't have enough of those little guys. Guess we'll make a few. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it is nice. I do have this desire someday to build like a full train network where you have multiple iron pickups and multiple iron drop-offs, and they're all just kind of cycling through. It's hard to get that working right, though, because there's no circuit conditions where you can be like, oh, if the train is full, skip the stop where you would normally drop off iron and instead go to a stop. Turbo diamonds. Holy moly. So that seems pretty good. You're using half as many diamonds, or half as much coal, and you get it output twice as fast, so it's a better... it could be a good place to sloop things, because then you could get 150 free diamonds for 4 sloops. That could be a permanent sloopage. And then you just need 2 packaged turbo fuel, which is really not that difficult at all to do. Okay, well, I will just take that. I'm certainly going to do turbo diamonds. If we don't find a better diamond recipe, at least. I don't even know how many diamond recipes there are. That might be the only one. No, there are 3 other ways to make diamonds. Though those could be byproducts, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if those are alternates or byproducts. Guess we'll find out. Alright, so we are actually quite high up here. Again. Oh, I'm gonna have to drop straight down from here. Does that work? Oh, I could try the floor hole thing. Let's see. All right, global grid. Is this far enough out? I'm not sure if it is. We'll go one more. Ah. Looking straight up actually looks straight up. It does, okay. So now we have a bit of a problem. So if we floor hole, floor hole, bing, bada boom. Where did I put power? No clipping? No clipping. Perfect. Okay, so power's hooked up. And then we should be able to bring that all the way down. Perfect. But look, who needs trains when you can have 2-kilometer oil pipelines and belt segments? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Alright, I think, no, that's too high. There we go. Alright, sulfur and iron. Almost acquired. This has been a process. I don't know, at the end of the day, if trains would have been faster, but it wouldn't have been that much faster. Acquiring resources in this game is not quick and easy, no matter how you've blueprinted things. And that is, I think, one of the reasons at the end of the day that I like Factorio more. Because in this game, there's a lot of difficulty between the I know what I want to do and the actually getting it done. There's just a lot of time and effort and steps. Whereas in Factorio, it can be like, oh, I want to do that, and you can just go make it happen. The game doesn't feel like it gets in your way. I think part of why I'm saying things like this is I'm just so freaking excited for Factorio. Oh, Space Age is gonna be so good. Gonna be so good. I think I built that one wrong. Oh, wait, what? What did that even connect to? Oh, it did go around the back. It was like a weird illusion where it was right behind that other belt and I couldn't even see that it existed. It is true, it is much easier in Satisfactory to play the method of like, yeah, you know, perfect production rates and all that. The problem though is there are still lots of situations where you would need circuits, regardless of that. But it is, I think it is something more where people kind of can just be like, okay, I know I'm gonna use 50 a minute here and I'll always use 50 a minute here, so I'm not even gonna imagine any scenario where I'm not using 50 a minute, and it's just simpler that way. And you can totally play that way. That works too. Don't like that clipping. So let's go. I don't know if I need that power connection, but I certainly don't want to find out if it's important by breaking something. So keep it connected like that. You're skeptical about Space Age? You're so past vanilla. I don't know. I'm surprised to hear that you're skeptical. I didn't know a single human on the planet was skeptical. It is vanilla, but it's basically modded Factorio at this point. They are adding, so I'll say it again because I haven't said it in the last 5 minutes. They are adding more to the Space Age DLC than already exists in the entirety of Factorio. So it's almost like, in a weird reverse way, Factorio is the DLC and Space Age is the real game. Like, that's how much stuff they're adding. That's how much newness there is to the game. That's how much quality of life. It's like, another way to think about it is that Factorio was just the playtest. Factorio was the beta playtest, and Space Age is the actual game. Like that, it's gonna be so. I actually think some people won't like it because of how different it is. And like in good, I think it's different in good ways, but it's different enough that like some people aren't even gonna enjoy it because it's like a whole new game. And in that sense, I like it, but like they are doing so much. Anyway, all that to say, Wascally, as far as comparing, I actually talk about stuff like that all the time, but more in the sense of if people are like, oh, which game is better? If you're asking like which game is better, Satisfactory or Factorio, I think that's a bad question to ask because they are totally different games. They're meant to be different. They're meant to fill a different niche. Where comparisons are valid and invited, I would say are situations like what I'm talking about with blueprinting. Like, in both games, you need to build a lot of belts. You know, even if you're using trains or trucks or whatever, you still need to build a lot of belts to get things done. And how difficult is it to do the belt building that you need to do in the game? That's worth comparing the two because both games are trying to do something somewhat similar. Obviously, Factorio, you build a few more belts than in Satisfactory. But you still build a lot of belts in Satisfactory. And so that's the sort of thing I think is fair to make comparisons on, whereas like just saying like, oh, this game's better than that game because blank, or I think Factorio's better, or I think Satisfactory's better, like, no, they're different games. You can't really compare the games themselves as a whole. But I do think you can compare elements of them where, you know, the games are both trying to do a similar thing in terms of game functionality. I think that's reasonable. But hey, we did it! Look! Look, look, look! We got everything we need! Alright, so now I'm gonna start recording. Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to our Satisfactory 1.0 playthrough. In our last episode, we got going with the tier 9 stuff and realized we're gonna need a lot of power. And so what we're doing here is getting all of the resources we need to collect nuclear power at a rate of 75 gigawatts. That's right, we're gonna make a 75 gigawatt nuclear power plant in this episode. I spent the last hour grabbing uranium from over here somewhere. We grabbed this limestone. We belted it all the way over to the disapproval of some of the live viewers. And then we belted the iron and sulfur all the way from down there. And you can see the numbers over here on the right side. We already did the calculations on what we're going to need for 6 manufacturers running at full overclock speed to run 12 nuclear power plants that are overclocked, each of which will require a full pipe of water. So we're going to have to process all this, and then I will decide where to put the actual nuclear plants once we figured out how much space this stuff takes. I might start with, I don't know, the concrete? Yeah, let's start with the concrete. That's pretty simple. You're so into Pionodons and space exploration level of challenge you can't really feel vanilla. Yeah, Simeon, even if Space Age isn't your cup of tea, the mods that come out using the Space Age like content, now 2.0 is going to be nice, and you don't have to purchase Space Age to get the 2.0 benefits. But there will be like all the assets and stuff and like the quality mechanic that are locked behind Space Age, and you're gonna want those as well. So like you're gonna want Space Age even if you're a mod player for sure. And I think we already determined 8 constructors is enough, but they would need to be overclocked. Was that right? I already forgot the math. They make 15 each, so yeah, we need to. I'll build 2 sets, and then we'll overclock like 1 or 2 machines. Because I actually might run out of shards if I'm not careful here, so I need to be a little careful. Also, I do think the Factorio challenge just for playing vanilla will be much, much, much larger. Oh, right, these aren't Mark V belts. Ugh. Still haven't redone my blueprints for Mark V. There's another thing that would be really nice to have in this game. It would be an upgrade planner, like we have in Factorio. Alright, so we'll bring the items over here. Anyway, did I finish my sentence? I can't remember. What I was trying to say about Space Age is that playing vanilla Space Age will be a much larger challenge than regular Factorio. So, like, I think that those of us who like the more challenging, like, mod packs and stuff, I think we'll still have a good... I think we'll have a bigger challenge than we normally think of when we think of vanilla. And that will be good. It takes very little time to update your blueprints. Yeah! It takes a lot more than Factorio, but you're not wrong. It doesn't take that long. It's just a pain in the butt. Because I have to build a planner, and then I have to load the thing, then I have to replace every single belt, including all the little ones, and then I have to save it. And that's really it. You're not wrong. It doesn't take that long. But it's long enough that the barrier to me doing it is enough, apparently. Alright, let's get all these going here. Alright. So, 16. I need 270 concrete. And we've got 16 times 15. I have 240. So that means I need 2 more constructors worth. So I'll overclock the first 2 and call it a day. And then as far as the input, We are going to need to bring the second belt over. Unfortunately, that one's going to be too close. You can't lock holograms? Oh, there we go. That was weird. Okay. So I'm thinking we can just do halvesies here. Half the limestone goes to each one. I know that technically, because I overclocked these two, one of them's going to use a little more. But it really shouldn't matter because I have more than enough limestone. I have 600 on each belt here. And that's far more than I need. So, there we go. Concrete complete. Bingo. Now, concrete. I need sulfuric acid. I need iron ingots to make iron pipes. Let's do the iron. So we'll grab our smelter blueprint. So we'll line up the front of the blueprints. And then build that. Now, I haven't done the math. How much do I need? This is only 180 iron, so I need 3 of these. Is that right? I guess. If I don't overclock them. I'll just leave a gap. Looks nicer that way. I don't have to deconstruct the little doodads. The stackable poles. Okay, so that is 18 times 30. That's 540. I don't need quite that much, but it's fine. And then we'll need to connect power. Belt connections. We are only going to get a maximum of 480 because I'm using Mark 4 belts are 480, right? Yeah. That's right. Oh, come on. Attach, I tell you. Alright, copy. Paste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. I gotta say, I love blueprints. Doing something like this used to be so difficult. And now it's so easy. I know, again, I'll say it, blueprints have been around for a while, but this is my first time getting to play Factorio. What is this game? What are we doing? Who am I? I literally forgot the name of the game. Satisfactory. It's my first time getting to play Satisfactory with blueprints. Thank you. So, Wascally, the problem... Because I normally would prefer just building more smelters, but the places that I've power sharded smelters are places where I can't fit more smelters. So the space usage is the problem, like, in my main base, because, you know, I did things inside of buildings, which is yet another sad punishment. I mean, it's just how it works, but when you make things look really nice in this game, you often do so in a way that makes it hard to just build more buildings later. Obviously, you could plan ahead and try to make it so that that's the case, which I would certainly do more of, but it's like you have to leave a lot of room for more buildings if you aren't power sharding them. Okay, so we've got concrete done, iron's done. Now we need the pipes, maybe? Yeah, let's do the pipes, and then we can do the encased beams right afterwards. So the pipe... Oh, God. Steel pipe. Let's see. We're doing the iron pipe alternate. 4 constructors would give me 100 a minute. So I will just do the 4 constructor version then. I don't really need much more than that. Now, this one I have backwards for some reason. I don't know why. I might have made it before I determined I want to input on the back left, because on this one the input's on the front right, or back right, and the output comes out the... I don't know. They're backwards, is my point. So this is actually where ingots come in. And steel pipe? No, iron. Do that. And then... I guess we'll power it up using more floor power. The option is either floor power or really tall power poles that go over everything. And I think I prefer this option. Okay, so there's pipes. Then... yeah, okay, so now we do assemblers, of which I only need 2. There is fine. And I'd like to reverse this. This is where having 2 versions of this blueprint would be really nice. Because this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. But I'll reverse this. And then we can set up a new section of mergers here. Build those. Bada bing, bada boom, and then we'll bring over the concrete, which needs to actually come up here. I can bring that over like so. No, that clips. Bring this over to here. And there we go. Pipe and whatchamacallits. And we do encased industrial pipes. Also, overclocking. 25, 25, 25, 25. So you need to be... we need 108, so that needs to be 33 a minute. To be the exact flow amount. Right? Yes. The iron ingots, I have too many. I'm fine with that backing up. The concrete... did I do exactsies? I think I did exactsies on concrete, right? Okay. So there's our encased beams, which won't be used until the last step. Now... y'all, how did I forget an entire item? No! I completely forgot about electromagnetic control rods. I don't know why. When I was calculating all the items we needed. Like, I have that we need 30 control rods, but I didn't actually, like, do the math on what we would need for that. So 30 control rods means 30 AI limiters and 45 stators. Oh no, there's the limit to our... Whatever, I can delete the stuff I've already made. Time to delete, save, and restart. Exactly. Yeah, the whole save's down the drain. Give it up. Pack it in. We're done here. And there's no version of these that don't use quick wire. Alright, where's Caterium? There's it. Look, there's a Caterium node right here. Okay. Give me a brain, give me a moment to brainolate here. So, here's my thought. Here's my thought. We need... One from south would be easier? Where? Oh, that one? No, because of what I'm about to say. We can mix the Caterium into the limestone, and then we can sink excess so that it keeps flowing. So that's my theory anyway. Because I already have 2 belts set up for what is barely... I only need 810 limestone. So we don't really need that much. Now, then the other option... I can make iron stators, right? Let me look into the stators real quick. So 45... I actually really needed those spacings. It looks terrible without it. 45 stators... There's going to be 4 overclocked assemblers. There's a bunch more steel pipes. This is pretty rough. What if we flew the control rods in using drones? I like it. Let's do that. That seems like the perfect solution. We're not making them here. That's what. All right, I need 18 beams, so I'm making 12. So we need to overclock. That's 16 and 18. Okay, so there's the beams. We're flying in the control rods. So now I need to make the encased uranium cells, which is where we need the sulfuric acid. Okay, so we'll do sulfuric acid next. I always forget which way is the front. Look at the bottom every time. Okay, yeah, that's right. But I didn't get the nudging right. The max nudge, in my opinion, is a little too small, given how big, you know, these things you're building end up being. You can't even nudge it 1 full length away. Alright. I just want to be able to rely on nudge moving a mile away, you know. Sulfur. Check. Water. Gotta scroll down. Check. Now, can you global grid, can you put water? Okay, hold on. I've never really tried, but is there a way to, I don't know, build water extractors on foundations that are underwater? Is that a thing? I've always just kind of wung it. I've always wung it with water placement, but water extractor placement. But this seems like a plan. Okay, you can? Nice. So then, is that deep enough, or is it gonna need to be deeper? Works. I think. Right? Seems to be working. Seems to think that it can work, at least. We're gonna need more of that newfangled floor power. Just want to make sure it functions. It doesn't. That's really weird that it'll let you... Oh, no, it does. It does. Okay. I was like, why would it let me place it if it can't reach water? It does. Okay. Wonderful. It must be just barely deep enough, according to everybody else that thinks it isn't in the comments. It seems to be deep enough. All right, and I needed how much water? 360. So I could use 3 water extractors, or I could just use 2 and overclock. Decisions. Is that gonna line up perfectly? Oh, it is. Oh, that's just gorgeous. It might be too close, however. So it might not want to build between the two. Yeah. No, it works. It works. I just gotta noodle it. It is slightly offset by like, I don't know, 2 inches, but it still works. Perfect. Alright, so I needed 360, so these need to be 180 each. I'll use a couple power shards, save myself some hassle. And there we go. Set up a priority power switch at the uranium miners so you don't waste filters while working with the raw resources. That is an option. Yes, yes, yes. I considered doing such things. How many filters am I down to, by the way? I haven't even looked recently. Still have 16. Okay, that's good. Things might get a little geigery when we're trying to make the fuel rods and stuff. Alright, now there's some nice straight lines. And then sulfuric acid, bada bing, bada boom. What do we got? That's 150 a minute? Okay, that's not anywhere near enough. We need 120 from each. There we go. And then the power. Alright. There we go. No, not quite. Not quite. We need power poles for our water. There we go. Now we should see some water. There we go. Oh man, there was a guy in the YouTube comments of one of my videos that I don't even know how to describe it. He was basically trying to tell me I didn't understand fluids at all, and it's about volume handled, not about flow rate. Even though, you know, there's an entire flow rate and max flow rate diagram in the game, he seemed to think that those meant nothing, and you can handle 360 cubic meters in Mark 1 pipes. And it's like, no, you can't. The max flow rate is 300, and his example of it working was pipes coming into multiple places along the manifold. And it's like, well, yeah, if you inject stuff into a different part of the manifold, you're never actually going above the max rate of 300. That's just how that works. I've always understood that, but he seemed to think I had no idea what I was talking about, and he knew everything. And it was just really interesting because, like, it's like, how did you get the idea that I have no idea what I'm talking about when you clearly understand the same things, but, like, you have no idea how to put those words together? It was very weird. It was very weird. So. Alright, so I think we should be good to go with all this. Wascally, they're not water starved. They just need to wait for the manifolds to fill. Unless, did I do the math wrong? 360 divided by 2 is 180, so we should be fine. Unless the head lift on these isn't enough. We should be good to go. Oh, no, sorry. We're not good. I am trying to fit too much through Mark 1 pipe in this case. I was thinking Mark 2 pipes, but the blueprint doesn't have Mark 2 pipes is the problem. So there we go. That'll do it. You can't really tell with fluids until it's been running for a couple minutes, though, because with sloshing and all sorts of manifold stuff, it takes a little while for it to settle down. I never judge my fluid to be working or not working too quickly, because it does fluctuate a bit. Okay, so we've got the sulfuric acid. Let's get our uranium. Yeah. Or no. I need to do the blender thing now. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit more foundation here. And we need 5 blenders actually running here. And that's with overclocking. So this is a pretty big build for encased uranium cells here. Blenders. So I guess I'd just do 6 and then overclock whatever's necessary. This. Oh no, now you tell me there's an alternate for cells. After I plan out my entire thing around it and go spend an hour to get resources. What's oil-based diamonds? Now that's interesting. I probably already have it even. I have a lot of alternates sitting here. Oh, this one? See, I looked at this a little bit and it didn't seem that crazy good. I mean, it makes it 50% faster. It saves a few of the... Oh, you're talking about a different one. Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Well, never mind then. All right. Well, I'm ignoring all possible alternates at this point. We're too deep. The sunk cost has been sank. We are fully in sunk cost territory at this point. Bring in that and the beams. Where are the beams right now? They're just chilling over there. Why don't I... Yeah, what you meant to say is there are no alternates. Yeah, what alternates are you talking about? Well, there are none. You know, whatever. Let's see. You know, I'll just bring them between the buildings. I happened to leave a space for once. What actually is the alternate called? I do want to look at it. I want to see how bad it would be to, like, make modifications. It removes a ton of machines. That's always a nice thing. I'm still missing something. Oh, they're concrete. Wait. Oh, yeah, the concrete's needed in 2 places. That's why I'm confusing myself here. And the iron doesn't need to continue past that. So what I can do is I can split the concrete here, bring it over, and then that can go there. There we go. That's what we're looking for. All right, blenders. X2. That. Scooch it back. All right. And then we'll do another one. Wait, that's the wrong rotation. Go. Is that actually correct, I think. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna look real quick. What is that alternate? Satisfactory tools, codex, items, fuel cell, uranium fuel rod. Wait, that is the only alternate. Oh, is it an alternate for the encased cells? That's probably what you're talking about. So it uses 5 sulfur. So it makes 80% as many cells, and it uses half as much uranium. So it uses quite a bit less uranium. It uses 5 sulfur to make 4 cells instead of 8 to make 5, so that's 1.25 instead of 1.8 sulfur. Well, no, this is only 6. Actually, the sulfur's about the same, because the sulfuric acid recycles in this version. So the sulfur usage is about the same, but it uses sulfur instead of sulfuric acid, which is nice. And then it uses some quick wire, and it uses silica instead of concrete. So I don't know if it's that much better. It mainly just saves uranium, which right now I'm not even short on. I guess if your goal was to maximize uranium usage, though, it's a big deal. Biochemical sculptor. I'm going to need to make more assembly director systems. Thankfully, I'm only going to need to make 125 of them because we can sloop this, but we're not dealing with that today. It makes the recipes so much easier. I mean, not really. You're using silica instead of concrete, which is harder. You're using quick wire, which is just a whole extra item. And then you're just using sulfur instead of sulfuric acid. The only thing it does is save you the sulfuric acid. So I don't really know. And it uses the manufacturer instead of the blender, which I guess some people might like. To me, they feel about the same. Personally. I definitely wouldn't say it's so much better. I was worried that I was going to be super sad about our choices. But I'm still fine with our choices here. Okay, so sulfuric acid comes over here. No. Okay, we need to figure this out. So sulfuric acid is an output of this. So we need to have that conversation about priority byproducts again. So we should be good to attach this here It might look a little nicer if I just put a crossing right here. Or what are they called? Connector? Yeah, junction. Which of course if we want it to snap to something, we need a splitter. Which makes no sense to me. Oh, still not working. Unless I mouse all the way over to there, then it works. The snapping of pipeline junctions is gotta be one of the worst, jankiest pieces of everything. It's so janky. Alright, so we're gonna reset the head lift on this bad boy. Might as well do Mark II, that would be cool. Is that going the wrong way though? I actually don't know which way that's pointed. They're too fancy looking. Yeah, that's the correct way. Okay, so we don't power that. And so now the head lift here is none. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to position a big frame pillar here. And on top of that, we put fluid buffer. And then we connect that output down. And then we connect this here. And I'm pretty sure that this elevation will make it such that this will get prioritized. The problem is this is filling up a little. I might need to go a little bit higher, actually. Problem is I don't want to go that much higher. I want to go 4 meters higher. Here, let's do some clippy. We'll do a big frame pillar on top. Then we do a big frame pillar on bottom. Then I remove that. Do I have 2 now on the same spot? I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. So that'll get it 2 meters taller. I guess I also could have put a valve going that way. Maybe that's helpful. I don't know. This setup has been working for my water aluminum part, so we'll see if it continues working or not. So we just bring in the concrete and uranium now. And there, and there. And then power should be good to go. So it's already working. And then I'm gonna need to connect through these pipelines. And belts. Should be it. There we go. And then, yeah, it'll have to run for a while before we know for sure if the sulfuric byproduct is working. Okay, so now we just need 6 manufacturers. It's not a small blueprint either. I'll make that a square there. Flump source, so what's the purpose of this? This is so that essentially the sulfuric acid up here is at a higher pressure, so it'll get used before the sulfuric acid from this direction. This resets the head lift to 0. And so this should get used up first. And these have head lift naturally as something that outputs fluid. I think they get 10 meters of head lift for free. So it can work its way up to this pipe and up to here, and then this is at a higher level, and it will win against this stuff. So it should make it so that we can't back up on sulfuric acid. That is how it's supposed to work. We'll have to double check it. The way that I usually double check it is I'll deconstruct this pipe for a while so that the byproduct sulfuric will actually fill this up, and then I'll wait until it's as full as it gets, and then I'll connect it and see if it can get itself out of that loop, because that would create a death spiral if there was anything wrong with the system. And if it can actually end up emptying this out, then that means it for sure works. And it shouldn't back up at any point. All right, manufacturers. By the way, how far are we into the recording? 40 minutes. Oh, we're doing great. I might actually get something done in one episode that isn't an hour and 40 minutes. I guess it helped that I did all of the the belting of ores before the episode. All right, so we're gonna need 6 manufacturers. So there's 2. Missing materials. Oh dear. Oh, okay. Not that bad. Just making sure the spacing's the same here. So we're gonna have to wait a minute for all those encased beams to come through. And then these are gonna be uranium fuel rods. Oh, by the way, I need to overclock those blenders. They're supposed to be making... Oh, they're supposed to be using 600. So they all just need to be exactly doubled, I guess. Yeah. Uh-oh. There goes all my iodine filters. Because this game does that. I don't know. I like it, but it does. When you paste shard-related stuff, it'll remove all the inventory. Okay, so then the encased cells, encased beams, and the control rod. So this is where we need our drone platform to set up, which I'm a bit concerned about. Ah. Logistics, drone, or no, transport. Drone port. There we go. Alright, and then output. There. Alright, so there's the ECRs, here's the pellets, and the EIBs, EIBIO. Are over here. Alright, and then we need 2 more manufacturers. Hopefully we've got enough resources by now. Boom. And we'll connect all the belts through. I don't need all of them, I guess. Just 3 of them. 2, 3, and the output. Output. 1, 2, and 3. And then the power. Alright, that should do it. Just need power connected, maybe over here. Alright, so now we just need the control rods. And we're good to go. And I need to shard them all to full effect. Grab more radioactive stuff for my pockets. And I'll just double check that they're all proper. Perfect. So there's 6 uranium fuel rods a minute. Let me make sure we're getting the 300 encased cells. Perfect. Alright, we're gonna have to fly home real quick. Oh, hold on. I need to investigate. What are the things we have going faster than 480? And do I have the right speeds of belts for them? I know I need like 600 uranium. I already have Mark V belts for the blender blueprint, so that should be okay. Sulfur, I only need 360, so that shouldn't matter. And each of these can be 480, because that totals to more than 810. And we only need 270 on the concrete, and those are Mark IV belts. So we should be okay. The belt markage shouldn't mess anything up. I don't need more than 480 iron either, so I don't need to upgrade anything to Mark V. Alright, let's launch home. See if we can get all the way home on a single launch. I don't know. Ionized fuel is a heck of a drug. Let us find out. Even go over this? This is crazy. Alright, I don't know if I'm gonna make it all the way home. But we'll definitely make it a good chunk of the way. And I need 30 electromagnetic control rods, huh? Interesting. It is almost like the man cannon. It's really crazy how far you can get. And that's only a Mark V belt. I don't even have the Mark VI belts yet. That'll go even faster. Alright, so here's the problem. I don't think I'm going to be able to get 30 ECRs easily. So I'm making the ECRs right here. And so I could double this to 12 stators a minute from these assemblers. And then that would let me double these. And then we get 24 total. But that's 24 total, like even including for the base purposes. So that's certainly not enough. So then the next question, I probably know the answer to, is this isn't going to fit, is it? No, it's not. But it's close enough that we can do a little extension. And then we can use the inverted ramp. Make it not look quite so terrible, you know. It's got some structural stability here. Looks like someone meant to do that rather than had an accident. Alright, so then I'm just gonna assume that we're gonna have enough of these resources, which is probably a bad assumption. But we're just gonna double everything. You know, we're playing Factorio style, right? You figure out what you want, you get that output, and then if you don't have enough, you go back and get more later. It's just the easy way to do it. Why plan things when you could just not plan things? Obviously, I'm kidding. There are lots of good reasons. Did I? Forget if I pasted everything. And then you copy, paste, paste, paste. Okay. And I will just manually fill some of these things. Alright, so with any luck, I'm now making 48 control rods, which... Yes. Now the problem I need to investigate is the AI limiters. I feel like I'm not making enough. 8 times 6, 48 AI limiters. I don't think I'm making 48 AILs. Oh my god. And I need 600 wire a minute for this? This is going to be problematic. I may need to bring in a separate belt of wire just for this. And maybe the pipes too. Yikes. Alright, this is all very scary. Where are the AI limiters, by the way? I completely don't know where anything is anymore. Those are high-speed connectors. Those are computers. AI limiters are made in assemblers, aren't they? Where did I put that? Oh, are they over here? I think this is them. Ah, yes. Okay. Well, I'm not going to have enough quick wire, but the good news is I can at least overclock these. Nor am I going to have enough plastic. Yeah, this is the problem. I'm going to put over here on the side, make ECRs for power plant. And I think for now what we're gonna do, I just need to make a separate electromagnetic control rod plant. I think it's that simple. But I'm just gonna go ahead and spend a few sloops right now. We're gonna turn off these 3 so they don't waste my resources. And that will be enough. And now I've doubled my, you know, stator and limiter efficiency. Which should be enough, I hope. He says. Because I need... It was 30, I think, right? But basically that's only like 15 worth of the old cost, because now I'm making 2. So I hope that's enough. Anyway, let's get rid of random crap here. And then we'll go back and the drone depot. Right. I need to set up that whole thing. Okay, so the good news is I already have a drone depot over here I'm not using. So I can use that. And it already has fuel. And then I just need to bring the ECRs over. From wherever they're hiding. Here. Alright, so then... this guy. Alright, splitter. Connect it. We'll do it like that. Okay. And then we bring the ECRs over from here. this lined up. Oh no, that's in the wrong spot. Depth perception is hard. There we go. There's a bug in here. That's the worst. Okay, so ECRs are now being loaded into this drone depot. Perfect. So we will name you... What will we name you? ECR home load. And then all ports. It's this one. This port. Okay. So there's a little loop. And now we just make a drone. I think that's all we have to do. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so that should get us the ECRs. Fly back over to the west here. A nice look at the sunset. Or is this a sunrise? I'm not really sure. Is the sunset in the west in this game? What kind of planet do we have going on here? A meme planet? Yeah, the sun definitely rises and sets in the west if it's a meme planet. How it should be. Oh, I missed. I guess I can just ride on this one. My jetpack recharges. Alright. Wow, we basically tied the drone for getting here. Oh, we beat the drone. Sweet. Okay, so with any amount of luck, after I power up the drone depot, port name, ECR, nuclear, unload. Any amount of luck, we will be making uranium cells. And then I have to decide how I'm going to arrange the water for all the nuclear plants. There we go. It's working. We're making uranium. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we could have the water kind of in between some arms. So something like this, where we have the water being pumped from the middle, and then we have two arms with 6 nuclear power plants. This guy. Yeah, so... Wow. Okay, they take up a full... Basically, exactly 5? Are they exactly 5 by 5 by 5? I think they are, with a smidgen of overhang even. So, we're gonna need... Problem is, I don't know if I want an extra 5 by 5 by 5 behind it. Maybe just another 2. We have a little bit of extra. Yeah, so that's gonna be 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we gotta zoop it. Zoop da whoop. And I'm out of concrete. So we'll build one half at a time. Yeah, so that's good enough. Now yeah, thankfully the output doesn't come out the back. Like, it is nice that it all interacts from one spot. Oh, these cost 250 concrete too. Oh my goodness. We're gonna be needing a lot of concrete. Maybe I can steal some from over here. Maybe I can steal some. Uh-oh, it's not backed up. No, it's because I'm actually using the concrete. Because I did the numbers right. So I figured it would have, yeah, it should have backed up for a while before I started using any of it. Here we go, there's the 200 I was expecting to find. What about 500? Anybody? No? Need that concrete. Yeah, concrete, I have 3 depots uploading concrete, and it still just takes quite a while to fill up when you're spending it like crazy. Oops. I just built a foundation way down there. I think. Thought I did. Whoa. Thalassophobia much? It's like... I assume the bottom is right there, but you can't really see it. That's so scary. I think I have probably some small amount of actual thalassophobia in real life, but for whatever reason, playing Subnautica doesn't mess with me too much. I really, like, it's a creepy game when it's creepy, but it's not like... It's hard to describe. Like, it's a good creepy. Like, I like playing Subnautica, even though when you first get into those deep, dark areas, oh, it scares the crap out of you, and it's so awesome. But it's not like the level of discomfort where I don't want to play the video game, you know, like, it's still a very fun game for me. Alright, how much space do we need in front of this? We're going to be bringing the water in, I'll figure that out in a minute. So maybe we scooch it back as far as it'll go. Maybe with just enough space. We'll center it. I think that's centered. Yeah, on this foundation here. And there's just enough space to walk behind them. Yeah, Subnautica is one of those games that very much is a fear of the unknown situations. And once you've, you know, played quite a bit, it's not really scary anymore. Let's see. Sorry, I might get a call at some point about a car thing. Alright. So we need 6 of these. Oh, I need cable for this. We need all sorts of stuff. Okay. I'll have to build them slowly. You know, I can't I was just about to say we need to blueprint it. I can't blueprint it. Because... shoot. Because we don't have the 6x6 blueprinter. And these are already 5x5. And we can't use our normal design either because of this thingy being in the way. Apparently that has no clipping. Yeah, Below Zero was certainly mid according to most people. I personally didn't even play it more than a few hours, and I was like, nah, I'm just not feeling it. So I never even beat. Like, I don't even know most of what's in Below Zero. This might be a situation where... Let me try going on this line here. Let's see what this looks like. So if I connect these belts over, and I connect a pipe over. Oh no, no. What am I doing? Each of these has its own pipe. Right. I need to remember that. We're not bringing pipes across. No, no, no. But yeah, I mean, my thought is rather than using lifts like we normally do, we can just do something like this. Ah, that's what I was afeared of. Maybe one tile more over. And then, I don't even know, is this going to be enough space to pump the water we need to pump? Let's see. I'm not sure it is. Might need more space. Because each one of those needs 600. I guess if we're overclocking, I don't know if I have enough shards is the problem. I'm going to need to get the recipe to make new power shards soon. So 2 water extractors per, if we're not overclocking. Problem is, like, yeah, are 2 of them gonna fit back to back? It looks like they are, maybe? I don't know. Hard to tell. Let me double check that they will. Because if 2 of them can fit back to back, we might be okay. The problem would be if we can't do it that way. It seems like they can. Building cannot be nudged. That's annoying. Okay, now that's not centered. This one needs to be 1 tile more forwards. And I think that's perfectly centered along this foundation here. Yeah. Okay, so then the question is, does this cause issues? It unfortunately does. I may have to... idea time. What if I brought the water in here? Does this work? And then the problem is we need more. So if I have a second one, we can overclock both to get 300. And then that takes up 1, 2, 3, 4. And is that a little more than 5? Yeah, see, that's where I'm concerned. Like, I guess we gotta measure. So the left edge of this one is right there. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly 5. I think we can make this work. I guess if they're square, then if they can do back-to-back, they can do side-to-side. Okay, new question. Can they face each other and combine that way? Oh, I need to get power over here. So if we can face them towards each other... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's the same spacing. What I was worried about. Junction doesn't fit between them. What if we had an extra space? That does work. But I think the problem is that's too much distance. I guess I could always space out the nuclear plants by one space to match the spacing of the water. The easiest way to do this is to set it up directly around the middle here. It seems like that's kind of our evenly spaced setup here. And then that would be... I hate that you can't copy it. It's so weird. You can't copy settings with water pumps. Okay, so that's that, but the problem is this one. Oh, this one... The heck? If that one is perfectly centered, why wouldn't this one be perfectly centered? Don't they take up exactly 5 foundations? Are they not round? Or square, I should say? Interesting. Yeah, it clearly doesn't take up a full 5. As you can see, it doesn't go to the edge there. So what that means is good news, I think. Wait, what the heck? So that thing, these things don't align? Oh, they do. Okay, it was a depth perception thing I was not seeing. So if I want that to be centered on those 5, and that looks like that. And now, oh, those are clipping so far into that. Well, I really wish you could nudge these. It's annoying you can't. But what if I do this? So they're not square. 36 by 43. Thank you, Flumpsor. Helpful. Yeah, see, that's what I was worried about. But I'm okay with those overlapping the teensiest amount. Let me check. I'm worried that when they're lined up properly, though, they won't actually build. So, like, I think that's the amount of overlap that works. So that works nicely. That actually doesn't even really look like overlapping if you just squint your eyes a little bit. So I think we cracked the code here. And then that goes there to be centered around this. Then we do a 2 meter. Nice. I think this is the plan. And then we've got that pipeline, which comes to there. And then I probably want to redo it, so yeah, I'll go that way. Does that get in the way of the belts? I haven't even checked if this works belt-wise yet. I can always move the belts slightly. I haven't even rebuilt this one yet. I got distracted. Okay. Let's try this again. Also, I should be bringing the waste back this direction, right? I think so. Rather than carrying it off... No, actually... I was just about to say, rather than carrying it off into no man's land. Yeah, actually, that's exactly what we want to do with our nuclear waste. I'm not reprocessing it right now. So, off into no man's land is perfect. Let's do that. Splitter... In... Oh yeah, that's not clipping. What about this one? Is this one good? Still too steep? Come on now, my friend. Really? There you go. How's that for too steep? Still too steep, huh? Man, why you gotta do me like this? In that case, I might just do vertical lifts. I feel like this will actually be perfect. And just to be nice and consistent, I'll build them on these lines. So everything will be nice and evenly spaced. So these are here. Alright. And with the lifts, we don't have to worry about the steepness of the slope. I will... Oh, wait, never mind. I think this isn't going to work because that one has to go too high. Damn it, there's not even enough room for that. That's annoying. Now, here's the thought. I could put it all on the same belt. I can make them shorter by 1? What? Isn't that the minimum? That's the minimum length of a conveyor lift. By stack mergers? What? How does stacking mergers make a shorter lift? Does that work? Oh, so if I just put this here, it'll connect. Oh my god. Look at that. Never seen that before. I did not know that was possible. You guys are just teaching me all sorts of stuff. That's great. I don't know if I like the look of it, but in this case, given what we're trying to do, I think it's fine. Alright, so splitter, and then connect. I do think it needs to be one tile further away, though. It will look a little better. Put it here. I think this will be the last time I'm moving this. says. For the 50th time. Alright, come on. Alright, that's there. Reconstruct you. Splitter. Merger. Line up the lift. Line up the lift. Okay, that looks better. Yeah, that's more reasonable. A little less smushed. And then for this one, just to be consistent, I'm going to come out horizontal to vertical to that line, and then I rebuild the pipe from bottom to top. And then we connect that directly to that. Perfect. And then for power, I will actually put a pole like that, because it can reach that one. I'll put it right on the border between the two. And then, where do nuclear plants have their power? Right in the back. Okay. So then, have power poles along the back corner. Oh, I do not have the right thing equipped. Thought I had my jetpack. Okay. And then the final thing is the nuclear power. I say the final thing. I still have to build containers for the waste as well. But that should do it. Water should get started here in a sec. I think it can make it that high without any help. Thing's full, so it seems to think so too. And so yeah, let's hook up our fuel cells and try it out here. Alright, radiation is pretty active over here. Alright, here we go. We got the fuel cells. Oh yeah, I gotta crank up those numbers. Okay, and 25 a minute times 6 is going to be a number. 150 from each half, so I'll be getting 300 waste a minute. And we will be having to pile that in industrial storage containers. Part of me wants to make that into a blueprint, but I feel like I don't need to build it that many times. This is going to be kind of a long project, I think, but the proof of concept is here. For sure. Is there a way that I can make blueprinting make this a lot easier? I mean, I guess I could make this section, this thing. I can make a blueprint out of it. But even like the pipes won't really work right. So, like it's not really gonna save me that much hassle, I don't think, when I can just jump over here and build that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, the waste comes across. Uh-oh. Did I not go in a straight line there? Yeah, you can't sink the waste. You basically have to turn it into other types of nuclear fuel. Yeah, and then before you couldn't do anything with the plutonium waste. Now, I thought you could, if you really wanted to sink something, can't you sink the plutonium fuel pellets, at least in the previous version of the game? I think you could do that. I don't know if you can still do that. They might have removed that ability now that you can just then process in tier 9. You can, what about the... Can you sink the, what's it called? This stuff? The non-fissile uranium? I guess it would be better to sink the fuel pellets, or the plutonium pellets, because then you're wasting less of these resources. Or are you? Yeah, you are, because you're just also getting rid of the uranium waste here. But... Anyway, so yeah, you could just sink the plutonium pellets if you didn't care about making the fuel out of the waste. But let us do some math on how long will an industrial storage container last us. Alright, so that's number 2. This will be number 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nuclear plants. Okay, perfect. So, send the waste up the space elevator. I'm sure Ada would love that. She would not be happy with me. So if I were to plop nuclear waste over here, what are we talking for amount of time? How long will this last? 'Cause I don't know what waste stacks to yet. I'm guessing it's 100, but I need to check. The problem is if I put this container here, moving the waste is gonna kill me. Alright, it is maybe 200. You can still do that right now, Mega Man. Well, I don't know if you can power trucks with the plutonium fuel cells, but you can power drones with them. So there's an option. I'll go out 2 more chunks. And we'll start our industrial storage container frenzy here. And then we'll go from that one. Yeah, let's see. I need to alternate. Like that. So we'll go in. And then we go up, and then we go over, and then we go down, etc. And that is the way. Yeah, I'm guessing it, oh, it was 500? Okay, so if it's 500, then... And this is 48 slots. 48 slots. So then, let's see. Can you jump in the top? Oh, I won't let you in. What's the rate that you're giving me here? 25. So 25 times 6 per minute is 150. Which means if I have 48 slots, I can hold 24,000. So I get 160 minutes per container. Which is what, like 2.5 hours? Almost 3 hours? That's not super long. Once this is all running. But it's long enough, I guess, that I can do it later. This is almost 12 hours right here. So I guess that's not that bad. Yeah. We just have to alternate each one. Okay, so it went around and then down. So now we're on this one again. And then this one wraps around to that one, which will go up to this one. Then that one wraps around. That one comes down. This one wraps around. That one comes up. That one wraps around. Okay. And then it's the same idea on the back. Uh-oh. Now I've lost track. I guess it's just the only way that they connect. Okay. So now we've got 12 containers. That gives me 32 hours. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Whee! Okay, that's really fun to watch. That's awesome. All right, so let's bring that over. And this will keep the worst of the radioactivity away from anything I'm actually doing. Nice. Alright, let's double check. Is it going above 200 for the stack? Oh, that's not the final one. Yeah, 214. Okay. And as far as I know, things only stack to either 150, 100, 200, or 500. So this is a 500 stack item. Cool. Alright, so I think we'll get this second one running real quick because we're basically there on the setup, and then we'll have to call it the end of the YouTube episode because we're already, what is it, an hour and a half now? I'm impressed though, we got a lot done in an hour and a half. The other problem is we're using 9 power shards per setup, which is not actually that cheap. So I may either need to go do some slug hunting or rush towards the power shard crafting recipe. I don't know how close we are to that. We should go check. Is it working? Oh yeah, it is working. Okay. I'm just not plugged in on the back here. Okay, so I'm trying to remember if it's in the MAM. Yeah, it's this one. So I need 50 of those weird looking things. Unfortunately. Or maybe I don't need that. That might be the thing I need for portals. Actually. So. No, the power augmenter doesn't require that. We can already make that. Power augmenter just needs sloops. Oh, to feed the power augmenter, you mean? Yeah. Or whatever. I don't know exactly how that works. We haven't built one yet, but... Okay, now let me check on our production here. We are not getting anywhere near enough. What's going on? Uh-oh. We got a sulfuric acid problem, see? Told you gotta give these things some time. Wait, what? How? Oh, this might be too high. Might actually be the problem. Or, you know, the other reason it could be a problem is I just didn't connect these two. And that means I didn't connect these two. So 4 of my blenders were jammed up just because they weren't connected. And guess what? 4 of the blenders weren't outputting their in-case cells either, so we were working with 1/3 of our capacity there. Alright, so now that's all flowing. If you feed an augmenter those matrices, it pumps it from 10% to 30%. Ah, okay, I see. I see. That would be a decent amount of power. For sure. That could be worth setting up once I've got all this going, because I'm going to be at, what am I going to be at? 95 gigawatts, not counting my coal power and geysers. So that would be a free 30 more gigawatts, but it might not be worth it, to be honest. Another thing I can do to get more power when and if I need it would be to set up rocket fuel over by my old fuel plant, because right now it's making 20 gigawatts of turbo fuel. Once I have free power shards, then I can just make a crap ton of power shards, and I can power shard up all the fuel gens, and then we can get another 30 gigawatts out of it by doing that. So that's the thing. Alright, now I should be getting 12 of these a minute, right? Or is it 6 a minute? And these each burn half. Yeah, these each burn half, so I should be getting 6 a minute then. Let's check. Are we all running? This one's running. This one. We'll reset. It's gonna take a minute, maybe because the in-case cells have to build up the buffer in this one. Yeah. But then once this one's buffer's built up, the last two should start running at 100% efficiency. So we're actually almost there. Cool. Okay. So I think we're going to call it an episode there. I've got a lot of grunt work to do to finish this build, but obviously we've got the setup done. We've done 2 of 12, and we might need more power shards for this. Hey, this kind of looks like a shape. Completely unintentional shape right here. But yeah, that's a good screenshot, I think. To be honest, that's the perfect screenshot. It's the strongest shape according to the what's that? The engineer channel. What's his name? It's like the Brit engineer guy. He played like a ton of like Polybridge and stuff. I can't remember his name. But there we go. that's the best thumbnail of all time. All right. I think we're gonna call that the end of the YouTube recording. If you're here live, stick around, don't leave. We're not gonna be done yet. But for those of you future YouTubians watching, as always, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next episode. TTP, time to penis. Yeah, it's very much a thing. Very much a thing. I mean, especially when you count accidents, you know, like it's a good shape. You're just gonna happen upon it once in a while. Alright, so this is... Let's see. This is going to take some time. Let's go ahead and build the rest of these to start with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, it's a law for, you know, if you have some gas station, they probably have a mean TTP graffiti on the stall walls. You know, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. Alright, so I did that, so now I can use this thing without having to fear. And line that up. Centered. There we go. And then, is that it? Yeah, that's it. And then uno más. Perfect. Wow. The shadow that they cast. There's darkness behind them. Alright, let's get the power hooked up along this side here. That's done. And then we need input belt hooked up. And I am gonna wait on the water. I'm gonna give this time to saturate so that I'm not waiting like a billion years for the max power. So I'm actually gonna let the buffers fill before I turn on a lot of these. That will help. I need to deconstruct a few of these guys anyway. And then we'll only be done with half of it after all this is said and done. So there's a lot to build here. I think that's good. Got 2 foundations here. Water, run horizontal to vertical mode, build that, then delete it, then build it this way. Build it, delete it, build it the other way. Bop it, twist it, spin it. Alright, sweet. That should do it. Smash it. And now, yeah, now the fuel rods will slowly back up. You know, one thing about buffering the fuel rods in this case that I didn't consider is... Oh, there's 2 things I didn't consider. Crap. Thing number 1 I didn't consider is I'm only making half as many fuel rods as I thought I was. I thought I was making 12 a minute. I'm only making 6 a minute. So that means we're talking... How many minutes for one of these to fill? 8 minutes. But there's also this entire distance between each one, which normally the distance between buildings is not that big. But in this case, that's actually going to be another like 20 fuel rods per building. So we're talking over 10 minutes per building for saturation. So it'll take a little bit for all that to get saturated, but that's okay because it's going to take me a while to build all of this, to be fair. So I guess just let that saturate while we build the rest of it. Because yeah, we still have to build all of the pumps for this side. We have to build the concrete foundations for this side. Which thankfully I can use the blueprint for that because it is a nice 5x5. There we go. And then we're gonna get this guy going. 2, 3. Okay, what, 2 more? This might be the biggest individual build I've ever done of anything. This is huge. Alright, now we gotta get all these guys. They basically make it so the back part just overlaps a smidgen. And then we make it so that, I don't know, touches the power pole. Go. Okay. And then right there. And right there. Then we get them connected. Thankfully, you can just aim anywhere at the whole building and it connects. Cross, and then we get our pipeline junction, which needs to be flat. Sweet. And like I said, I'm gonna wait to connect the water until my fuel rods are a bit more backed up. Now, I probably will go ahead and remove that section because that's just wasted fuel rods right there. And then I have how many power shards left? Only 14. So yeah, we're pretty much out of power shards. I think I have a few more back at base, like 20 maybe. Oh no. No, it's okay. I got worried that these weren't lined up, but that's just because this is off center with the actual output. You can see that's the center line of this thing, and then it squiggles over to the side. So I didn't do anything wrong. Don't worry. Freaked me out for a second, though. All right. And then the last thing I want to do is power up all the pumps. Yeah. I'm kind of going like a weird every other scenario. Like a power pole is powering half of one power plant's pumps and half of the other. Should get all those fired up, but they're not overclocked, and neither are the power plants. So I could just hook up the power plants right now and they would be running underclocked, which will still allow for the uranium fuel cells to back up a lot faster. And not even to mention, even if these were all fully clocked, I would only be using 3 a minute, which is still only half. So I should be good to just hook things up now. I'll at least get some power going constantly that way. Should be it. Yeah, they're all running now. Sweet. Nice. So that's what? 1 gigawatt plus. Oh, I didn't hook up the waste. Hold on. I do need to do that. But yeah, we're getting 1 gigawatt. Those are 1.2 gigawatts. So that's 2.2 gigawatts. 1.21 gigawatts. Why is this one not snapping? What the heck? This game is so random. And not the good kind, not the lol random fun, but like, what the hell kind of random. It literally, I snapped the merger to the output for 5 nuclear power plants in a row, and then the 6th one doesn't work. That actually leads me to ask myself, is this one out of position in some way? It's definitely in a straight line from that direction. And it's definitely centered in this direction. You can tell from the fluid output. So no, it's not out of line. The game is out of line. That's who's out of line. Alright, that should do it. Nice. Now we're getting a chill 46 megawatts. Beautiful. It's not even close to half of what we can get going either. And why not? We'll add a couple more industrial containers on the end here. Because we calculated this would last us 36 hours. We might as well go a little longer. $32 hours was it? Okay, yeah, we can go a little longer than that. Oh, missing steel beams? Oh, no. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we forgot to reconnect something. I remember what we forgot to reconnect to, unfortunately. Oh well. I just added 4 more, which should give me another some number of hours. How many more hours? I'm not sure. But a lot more. But yeah, we disconnected what's it called? We disconnected the steel beams when I set up versatile framework. And then when I took down the versatile framework, I forgot to reconnect it. So that's what's going on right now. So we need to fly home and fix that. And then when we're home, I also want to take a look at what do I need to do to get the synthetic power shards unlocked. Oops. Are there any belt launchers out here? Out in the wilderness? Whoa, there's limestone right there. Hold on, isn't there normally a forest here? Did I cut down the entire forest? I don't remember doing that. Or is there not a forest? Maybe there's not a forest there. Maybe it's a different spot. Alright, so... So it's not any of these. So let's... Wait, what am I missing? What? Can I just not read? I'm pretty sure none of these say synthetic power shard in them. I mean, I'm guessing... I actually have no idea what's going on. How do we unlock the recipe? Is it this? I don't think so. Oh. Right. There it is. I knew it. Okay, I knew it existed. I was just looking in the wrong spot. Alright, there we go. Okay, okay. So I need to go use some diamonds that we've made. Oh, I need to hook up the steel beams first. Yeah, so the steel beams are right here, and I literally just disconnected from the depot to make versatile framework, and then didn't reconnect. Okay, so I should just be able to grab a converter and make some time crystals real quick. Over here by the diamonds. Converter. Alright, let's make some time crystals. Nice. And it only needs 2 sloops to double. And it makes some heckin' noises. Goodness. Oh, that's so cool. I wonder if that looks different because it's slooped. Does it normally do the purple light? It's not slooped. Looks like it does. Okay. Nice. Look at what it does to your power grid. It does go up to 5 gigawatts. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, we've got some time crystals going now. It's making 30 a minute, so we're gonna need a couple minutes here. Because I need 100 for that research. Is that right? Yeah. And 200 quartz crystals. I just about started a hard drive, but if you start a hard drive, you can't do anything else until it's done, so. Yeah, particle accelerator peaked at 20 gigawatts. I believe that. I believe it. Alright, so I need quartz crystal 200. Up to 54. Alright, come on. Somehow waiting feels like it takes forever. Uh-oh. How are we doing on control rods? We're okay for now. But that is going to be an issue. Thanks, Mega Man. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't do it again, but it does look cool. I'm glad I did it once. Because I've never done a bus before. It certainly looks cool. But there's a reason people say it's not the best way to go, and one of them is just, it's an absurd pain in the butt to upgrade. You know, if you want more throughput with trains, you can just add another train. If you want more throughput with your bus, you have to either add more lanes, which is really hard to do if you've already established a certain amount of lanes, or you need to go through and upgrade every single segment with a higher mark of belt. Like when I get Mark 6 belts, you know, if there's something like earlier in the base, like wire, you know, that's made on that floor, I have to upgrade the belts all the way along. It's such a pain in the butt. Massive pain. Alright, do we have the time crystals? Yes, we do. Exactly 100. Get that. Yay!
Research completed. Synthetic power shard recipe unlocked.
No.
Exchanging regular exercise and filtered fresh air with automation is just the kind of progress Fixit likes to see.
And I need excited photonic matter. So we do need to do the quantum encoder and that next technology to get synthetic power shards. Okay, that's fine. We'll get there. But I'm not quite there yet. Because to unlock that part in the MAM, we needed... What did we need? The Trigons, Time Crystals... And I'm not making any Trigons yet. Let Trigons be Trigons. I like to fly through things. Like that. Ooh, aw, man. Got stuck at the very end. Alright. So yeah, we need this guy. Okay, so I pretty much have that already. I just need to grab the supercomputers and turbo motors. And I just need to make some Trigons. Which isn't that hard to do. Given that I already have Sam on the bus. I just need to decide which one I want to make. Probably the aluminum one. Maybe Caterium. Maybe I bring in some new... Caterium or... Can't you unlock Mark 6 right away? No, I mean, yes, once I have the Trigons, I can do that as well. And some more time crystals. So I'll let that time crystal setup go for a bit to get a few hundred. I can buy power shards in the awesome shop. I probably want to save up my coupons for statues, but that is kind of cool. And I only get one per coupon, so that's not a great deal, given that they're about to be free. Okay, so anyway, what was I looking at? I was looking at the fixite ingots. So aluminum, if I do pure aluminum from sloppy alumina, then I might not need water input. Might actually have too much water. How does that work? I haven't unlocked sloppy alumina yet, is the problem. I should research more hard drives now. Do I have it somewhere in here? I remember. I do have pure Caterium, which is a thing. Isn't there another Caterium one? Maybe not that I've unlocked. Rescan this. Pink diamonds. Ooh. Interesting. A lot of alternates for diamonds. Yeah, the leached Caterium, compacted Caterium. There's always lots of options. I think I'll probably go with Caterium because it's just so easy. And I might use the train to bring in some more Caterium. Why are these all green? I don't understand why a certain set of things turn green. It's so random. But yeah, so my train stops here, and there's Caterium right there. So I can pretty easily throw that Caterium onto another wagon in the train, and then do that. And then our train stop will have Caterium in it, and then I can use that plus the reanimated Sam to do Fixite ingots. So that'll be the plan. Caterium on train for Fixite. And then I need to make control rods for the flippin' thing. Alright, sorry, I'm dealing with a car problem thing. It's bifurcating my thought process. Okay, so I need to make control rods, which requires stators and limiters. Unless I want to do the high-speed connector version, but that's even harder to do out in the wild. Because then I would need Caterium. Copper and oil would be it. I just tried to hit the back button for NEI for Minecraft. That's funny. That's not a thing though. There is no back button here, unfortunately. Okay, so that's just pure iron if I do iron wire. And the AI limiter is either copper and Caterium or oil and Caterium. Interesting. So I just need a Caterium, a copper, and an iron. And then we can do that. But if we're gonna use drones, I don't have fuel wherever that is going to be. So I would then have to I don't like that drones burn the canisters. I wish you could do an option that drones would unload the canisters, the empty canisters from the fuel they burn at the location where they pick up the fuel. Rather than just the canisters disappearing forever. Because I know that in some cases it's really nice that the canisters disappear because you're not setting it up in a closed loop. But I would prefer to do a closed loop if that was an option. And it doesn't really make sense if they can hold 100 full canisters as the canister's empty, they could just keep the canisters rather than dumping them out the side. Honestly, here's what I'm gonna say. If they're gonna make it so that we can't get the canisters back, they need to add an animation. When the drone's flying through the air, it needs to be like pew pew, like spitting out the little empty canisters as it flies along, because that's what's happening. It's getting rid of my canisters, and I don't want it to. Anyway, that's kind of irrelevant to what I'm doing now. The reason I bring it up is because if you have a remote fueling depot, not only do you need to create fuel from something, which, you know, you can do pretty easily with like heavy oil residue to diluted fuel, but then you also need to make canisters. So now you need to throw plastic into the mix rather than just being able to have a closed loop with enough canisters and then you just add the fluid fuel. It feels weird to me that you can only use solid fuels for drones. In fact, that feels really weird. Like, why can't we just plug in a pipeline and fill its gas tank? You know, like actual... like actual planes in real life do. Anyway, where am I looking? We're wanting a place... You know, it might actually be over here. So this is kind of a pain in the butt area, but... We've got copper, we've got deuterium... And we've got the iron down there. It's all pretty spread out, though. Might be here. Here we've got iron and deuterium. And there's oil to the west. But no copper. So I would have to convert something to copper. There's probably a SAM deposit. Well, maybe there isn't. I was gonna say there's probably one over here. I need to get a radar tower over there. Actually, I could do it right here. There's iron, copper, and deuterium right here. That's not bad at all. So I could set up my AI limiters over here, or my control rods. And then we've even got oil over there that I could bring over to make fuel for the drone. Okay. Alright, that's the plan. New map marker. It just disappeared. I understand that I have map markers hidden, but it shouldn't... I feel like... I don't know. That feels weird. You can place one and you can't even edit it without re-enabling being able to see it, but those are small little details. Anyway, AI, or no, ECR production area, just so I don't forget where that is. So I can delete some of these old ones. Don't need that anymore. Alright, well, I do think I'm going to call it a stream here. We've gotten some good work done in this episode. I do still have a little bit more work to do to finish that power plant in setting up all the things. And then we have to make more electromagnetic control rods and make sure we have enough of those for the long term. And then we need to get fixite going with deuterium from over here. So that'll be in the next stream, which will either be tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. As always, it's a good time. Good time playing Satisfactory. We're 93 hours of gameplay in. Almost to 100. I don't think we'll beat it by 100 hours, but we're getting close. I know there's still a lot left, but it'll go fast. It'll go fast. We've already done quite a lot. So I'm curious how big this one is. 6x6x6 looks like. Alright, I'm ahead now. I already saved. See you guys later. Yeah, you're welcome, Multex. Have a great night. Or whatever time zone you're in.